Hello everybody, this is Guilherme Randley here one more time and welcome to Easycast, or podcast here in English. Galera, antes de a gente começar, só lembrando que esse projeto do podcast foi uma ideia que eu tive há um tempinho atrás, então eu tô tentando colocar em prática tudo isso que vocês têm sempre comentado comigo, seja em sala de aula, seja pela internet e etc. Vale lembrar, friends, que a ideia do podcast é que vocês consigam praticar o listening de vocês. Então, para que vocês consigam treinar e praticar esse listening aí, os podcasts vão ser gravados inteiramente em English. Eu acho que é uma ótima forma de vocês irem se acostumando com o sotaque de uma pessoa. E para isso, vou gravar em English, right? Good. So for the episode number 2, we're gonna talk about something that happened in my life. I wanna tell you when I started teaching English. To understand the idea, it's important to know why did I decide to be an English teacher, friend. To be really honest, I didn't have this in mind. It wasn't a plan that I had when I started doing it. I remember that all the Brazilians, when we want to study English, we need to go to a language school. In my case, friends, in my situation, I had a problem when I was in elementary school. Remember that in a school I studied, I had an English teacher and he wasn't very good. But all of the other kids, all of the other students weren't good at all. When I was trying to learn what I had to do, he was there just to remind us, just to tell us that we were really bad. So I didn't have a good teacher when I was in elementary school. And this time I remember that he gave us a test and I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had to do, and then I remember that I asked him what should I do in that time. He looked at my face and he said something like, "You are never gonna do it. You are never gonna read in English nor speak because you don't have the ability for doing it." And I remember that I was really sad. I was really sad and depressed about it because I wanted to prove him that I could. I wanted to prove him that I would do it. And I remember that I came and say something like, "Mom, can I attend some English classes?" And of course she came to me and said like, "Yes, you can attend some English classes." In this moment I applied for a school and then I started my regular English classes. I was A2. I was a really basic student and I didn't know anything about English. At first I thought I would never learn how to do it, but in the end I was focused and concentrated because I needed to prove myself that I wasn't that bad. By the age of 13 I started listening, writing and speaking in English, and then I just realized that it wasn't something impossible as this teacher said. I just remember that in this time I was really young. I was just a teen and we had a lot of problems because teenagers don't like to study. Every time we were talking about studying for a kid or for a teen, they're gonna say that they'd rather do something interesting. And in my case it wasn't different. I didn't want to study. I didn't want to be there reading books, doing homework. But by the age of 16 I had an amazing teacher called Andrea, and if you're listening to me, teacher Andrea, you were one of the best I had in my life, and I will always be really thankful for everything you taught me, and you are simply amazing. With that good teacher I had, I was really motivated to study, and on my first intermediate class, I knew that I could do something better. The year changed and then they replaced my teacher. It wasn't very common to have a teacher for that long time, and I had Andrea for more than 2 semesters. And as people do in that school, they like to switch the teachers in 6 months. We had to learn how to accept the new ones and how to deal with that too. So they just put Luciano in my life, and Luciano was a very good teacher too. I remember how he believed and how he trusted everybody in that class. We had to study a lot because we were going to the advanced level, we were going to the masters, and we didn't know exactly what to do. He guided us and he taught us the best way to do everything. When I was 17 years old, we graduated in an English course, and I just finished my first C1 certificate. In this time, I was an average student. I wasn't the best one in class, but I really liked to talk. I really liked to communicate. And I remember that I came to him and say something like, Luciano, how can I keep practicing my skills? How can I keep learning and studying? And he said, like, we have two ways for doing it. You can attend some conversation classes, or you can apply to be an English teacher. And I was like, I was 17, turning 18 in that year, and I was like, it won't work. How can I do it? What am I gonna do? I've never been in a class in a teacher's position. And then he looked at me and said, when I started, I didn't know what to do. And I'm here teaching for advanced students. So I will recommend you for a small school, and you are going to start doing it. And I just accepted that because he trusted me. If he knew it would happen, it wasn't be me the one who would say, yeah, I'm not doing it. I went to my job interview in a small school and I talked to the boss. I started by, hi, my name is Guilherme and I'm here for the teacher's position. I applied for this interview and I want an opportunity for, starting a new career. That boss looked at my face and he said, lucky you, because the other teacher is not here and you are going to start at this minute. I faced him and I was like, are you for real, dude? What am I gonna do? I've never been in a class before. And he said something like, you need to know if you are gonna be a good teacher or not, and there is only one way to find out. And I remember, folks, that in this moment I gave the best class in my life. The first one, the one I didn't know exactly what to do. Since this time, I just realized how I love it and how being an English teacher, it's a big pleasure. It's something that I can't see myself doing something different right now. Okay, everybody. We are going to stay here for today. If you liked this, just remember to hit the like, to subscribe to the channel, and wait for the next episode. I'll start to shoot some podcasts about my life, about my routine, and I want to tell you a little about my career. So if you want to be an English teacher, just join us. Remember that we have a Facebook page called Easy English by Guilherme Randley, and if you want to talk about anything, just join us. Just like the page too, and there you're going to learn a lot of good things too. I'm posting a lot of things there, a lot of tips, a lot of websites, a lot of links to improve your English. So if you like it, just follow us. See you later, folks, and have a nice week. Bye bye. See ya. I know they'll always stand for me. No matter what I do.